As soon as my fries are done, I'm hopping off.
We are
Oh,
live.
that's the first thing. That's the first thing on the show. Awesome.
What?
I said as soon as my fries are done, I'm gonna hop off.
Oh,
I can't. We got rally fries. So
Oh, you have rallies.
yeah. Well, I don't know if they call them checkers or rallies out here, but yeah.
Yeah, I was real amazed. I went to my mother's and she likes Wendy's, and
Mhm.
they had an old Wendy's and a new Wendy's, and they were both closed. They were right in. So let's go to Rallies across the street, and I hadn't been to a Rallies in 10 years.
I think there's a rally
So are they still in business?
at the corner of Decatur and Charleston.
I thought that
I
was
think
a
so.
local chain there.
They're starting to grow. I think they're starting to grow.
Well, they have great fries.
Yeah.
They have they're crunchy on the outside. They have that sauce.
Oh, and then especially you do them in the air fryer. We're trying to perfect our technique.
Oh, you can buy them in the store.
Mhm.
Yeah, in the frozen food department.
But
Check.
do they
Check.
still have the big Bufords? They make great. That's a good
No.
burger.
You got a Kroger?
No, I don't have Kroger, but I have
Okay.
Harris Teeter. They might have them there because they're owned. Kroger is Harris Teeter's parent company. So nobody in the chat.
Nobody.
Nobody. 2 people are watching, or is that Pat and David?
It's
I
not
need to
me.
hit the like button.
No.
No.
I actually don't have the chat open.
Oh, I forgot to do this. Hold on.
I only show one person watching. No, 1 like. Now 2 likes. Let's see how many are watching.
What the fuck?
I can't find that on
What
when I blow the screen up.
fuck? Why isn't it not giving me the snap that I want? Come on. Apparent intersection. Thank you.
Tom, did you send out the Hangouts?
Yeah, I'm doing Hangouts right now.
Oh my goodness! I was going to ask you if you wanted me to do that.
There went You Dizzy.
Hazy's probably in nighty night bed.
La La Land.
It's 11:30. Well, it's 10:30 there in Wales.
And there's Hazy Days. Okay, Dizzy and Hazy both done. So,
Angry Dog, can you get one out to
all right, that's
Anthony?
Anthony. I don't have a connection for Anthony.
I don't either. I need to get.
His email or something.
88 Katana, yo, what's going on?
Okay, we got one.
Hey, Idiot
Hey.
Katana. What's
We
going
have
on?
Took 2
someone in-
minutes for somebody to say something in the chat.
Well, we only have 2. I think 2 watching right now. Let's see. Let's go back.
3. Uh-oh, stand back. We got 3 people watching us.
Okay. Notifications are getting out.
Okay. Well, if we get a couple more people in the chat, I'd sit there and show something. But hold it. Let me show. I'll show you guys this. Let's see.
Well, I might have a little show and tell, toy and tell in a bit. A real success.
Okay.
Oh,
This-
we keep it as a surprise. So I'm really happy. It feels like
This
Christmas.
brought a smile to my face.
Uh,
Oh, look at that. Now it's gonna get lost in UPS or USPS.
19 fucking. Oh, excuse me. 19 weeks.
you must have ordered something from China.
19 weeks to go outside of Nashville, Tennessee, get chrome plated, and come back.
Oh,
Well, wait, now more than that because I don't even have it.
I thought you weren't going to do that. Okay. You changed your mind.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to paint those.
No, they were always intended to be chrome plated.
Okay.
So let's get rid of that. That was good news I got today. So I was happy for that.
Well, let me go get one of my other Christmas presents. Then I'll have it all together when I show it.
About to fire up the grill. Katana's going to barbecue. We're live now.
Nice.
You can play with your phone, but you're not going to be able to call. You don't have a signal. Something's wrong with your SIM card.
Oh.
So Pat's going to probably pop over sometime
Okay. Well, I just wanted to look at it.
Okay.
On Facebook, huh?
What?
Robin, just giving her cup. Oh, you can barely see her in the picture when I move my head.
Yeah. Wave, Robin.
There's Robin. There's
Yeah.
Robin.
There she is. There she is. There. Okay, she's on. All right.
I hear. All right, we'll take her out. Rotate her a little bit.
Nobody wants to look at me.
No, actually, if I'm sorry. Now Jody's in the show. If Hazy, I think Hazy and Dizzy were drilling over you the one time you're on the show.
That was when I had long hair, though. They might
That's true. They may not.
See you once, yeah.
Yeah, they may not like the new hairdo.
be hair.
Oh,
Still have
I mean,
88
I was getting up to help you.
it's not their hair.
Exactly. That's why I tried telling her. I was like, "Do you like it?" She goes, "Yeah," and I'm like, "That's all that fucking matters."
That's all that matters. That's it.
And I go, I just want you to be happy in your skin. I go, "Do I like it?" I go, "It's not for me. I wouldn't I wouldn't prefer, but I go, you know what? I can learn to live with it." And I told Robin just like that.
Mhm.
Look at him.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
What?
I gotta see. All right, I gotta
Like camera?
All we see is Jody. Wave, Jody. Oh,
wave,
she-
Jody. Wave. You're on the show. There you go.
All right.
There you go. All right, I gotta try and show you Dexter.
What's he doing?
Can you see him
Is that him on the
Head?
on his bed?
Yeah. Where's his freaking head? Buried?
Yeah, in that on the left corner, that front
In the
left
crease?
corner. Yeah, he can bury. Yeah, his nose is out. His nose and his mouth are out.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Robin's pointing to his head,
All right.
so I can get a little bit. I can get there. It's about as close as I can get with my camera. But yeah,
My camera has a short lead on it. I have to get an extension cable.
so but the funniest thing about it is those the corners on that bed are deep. So what he'll do is he'll bury his head in the corner, so his eyes are covered
Uh-huh.
and his face, but his nose and his mouth are still out, so he can sleep. It's the funniest
It's
thing.
nighttime.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, David, when you saw the video yesterday, the video I loaded up right before I jumped on Jimmy C's show, we've had that's been the past week temperatures. It has been 112, 113, 114,
You're hitting some records, aren't you?
the last 3 days they set records.
And it's been in the 80s here. The humidity's been kind of high, but it's not as harsh as it was. Not terrible hot. So you're getting the heat. And when a wind blows in Vegas, it doesn't cool you off, right?
No,
You
No.
don't want the wind to blow in Vegas.
no, I could tell you.
It's
It'd be like a heater.
fryer.
I can tell you from personal experience, when we used to go dirt bike riding when I was out of high school, so it was probably 2003, 2004. We would come home, from work or school, whatever, get dressed immediately. Me and my brother and the guy we went riding with, we would all drench each other with the garden hose, soaked. All of our gear, head to toe, soak us. Hop on the bike, go out for the trail. We didn't even hit dirt, and we were already dry.
Right? Not
Mhm.
surprised. Need to
No.
carry a little spray bottle with you.
Well, we carried 100 ounces of water in a Camelback, but other than that, it wasn't fun. But it wasn't bad back then. Looking back on it now, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't do that.
we were different when we were kids.
I was gonna say, I was probably 22 yet. So
At Big Wavels. Back
I
when
just can't handle the heat as much anymore. I used
not
to
no
do
more.
heat. I don't. If I walk and it's hot, I'll go. That can wait another day. I'll do that. How about tomorrow morning?
Exactly.
Yeah, so tomorrow morning I'll get up around 5:30 in the morning. I'll have the garage ready to paint by about 6:15, and I'll paint and clear coat the tile panel tomorrow morning.
Now this is a dumb question. Does the garage door have to be open for you to paint, or can you see
It's open. It's open for the ventilation.
just enough for the fans?
Yeah. But then I got so much water on the floor because it sits there. It keeps the concrete dust from coming up, and then also it pulls the overspray right down to it. Because you'll sit there and look at the floor when you're done. When I'm done spraying, and you'll sit there and it's wet, and you'll sit there and see where it just sucked the overspray down on top of the water.
Yeah.
And it's got a blue tint to it. But if you need it open, the whole key to this paint series to do is have lots of air movement.
Okay.
And that's what you got to create. But I knew these last 4 or 5 parts I had to paint weren't that big, and I didn't have to go through the whole thing like I did when I painted the car with the box fans in the corner and that
The whole little pony wall setup.
Yeah. And I didn't have to do this because this is in and out. Knock on wood, if everything works right, and I will be back in the house at 7:30, 7:45, drinking a cold water, and everything will be done and cleaned up and put away.
I've been there, done that.
It goes quite quickly if you get it all laid out, all your stuff laid out and everything else, and you map out what you're going to do, it goes quite quickly. So, I mean, to put 3 coats of base, and then probably
What are you painting?
3 to 4 coats of clear, the cow panel. Remember the
Okay.
panel
Yeah.
sitting on the tool bench when you were here last night?
Yeah, that's what I remember seeing.
Yeah. I've been
You're
trying
putting clear on
to,
it, right?
trying to paint that since last Saturday. But
You're putting
my
clear
little
on it.
3 to 4 hour window in the morning.
What was that? What was that, David?
Putting
Sorry.
clear on that, right? He's done with the paint.
No. He's got to put paint on it too.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got to put color and clear on it.
Yeah.
So he's gonna start. He's gonna start with the primer.
Oh, you're going all the way down. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going all the way down.
Nah, just cover up what was underneath.
Yeah.
So my little snack lunch is done. So I'm gonna go eat real quick and then I'll hop back on.
Okay.
All righty, we'll see you guys in a second.
All right.
Well, a couple minutes.
When the Paisley comes on, I had this Japanese food for dinner, and
See
it
you
was
guys.
really spicy. I need to show him. I have the box. I saved the box for dinner. I want to tell you, I was on fire with that Japanese. On a scale of 1 to 5, it was a 5.
It was 5.
Hot.
Okay.
And I usually like a 3.
I don't have a problem with hot food. Not terribly. Let's say not real hot, but the people who are crazy trying to sit there and see how hot they can eat and everything else. That's when there's no taste left. I mean, all you're doing is you're burning your palate.
Shandog.
Is it in the house?
Yeah, Shandog's in the house.
I'm doing something else right here, trying to figure out something. So, okay. All right. Shandog, what's going on? You just missed Pat. He made a snack, and he'll be coming back on. T-Dub has been, for the next 2 weeks, has been in Philadelphia, and he's teaching a class. Well, actually, he's assisting a rookie in teaching a 2-week class. And he's flying back to Grapevine for the weekend. And then he's got to be back in Philadelphia for Monday morning to start the class up again. So T-Dub might sit there and see if he can join us while he's in the airplane. He's flying right now. Well, no,
Hazy did that. Yeah.
no, he's not flying right now. He doesn't leave till 6 p.m. Philly time, which is probably in about 15
It's about
minutes.
right now.
Huh?
It's Philly is the same time zone I am. He's leaving right now.
Yeah. So
He's probably getting on the plane.
Yep. We're on the plane and
In
we're
the air.
pushing away from the gate. So he said he's going to try to get on while he's flying. So,
Yeah.
and I talked to him earlier today while I was,
He'll probably where's he flying? Vegas?
no, flying back to Grapevine for the weekend.
Okay, is he changing planes or is it
No,
nonstop?
straight through.
Well, at least he'll probably might even be there before we're done. But flight would be about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours max.
I don't know. He flies into Dallas, Fort Worth. He's about 15 minutes away from the airport.
Yeah, Dallas is about 1,500 miles from Philly.
Okay.
Philly's real close to me. It's just, I mean, it's about a 5-hour drive to Philly from here. It's a 5-hour drive to Philly and another 5 to Dizzy. That's if you were going to go that route. You can do that.
So your 10-hour drive from
It's probably more like 12,
Okay.
depending on traffic. I don't have a car, so I would never drive it. But there may be a day, who knows?
Yeah.
Somebody might come through and say, "Hey, I'll pick you up. We'll go to Dizzy's."
Shandog says 5-hour ride for him to Philly for him. Okay.
Now, Shandor, where are you? You're in the New England area around Dizzy?
So, but yeah, so we'll see. Pat's eating his lunch. He said he'll be back. We sent links out to everybody, and we'll do this. And again, if I don't know you, don't bother coming on.
Yeah. No, wait a minute. Philly's more than 5 hours. DC's about 7 hours. Oh, okay. Philly's more like.
Shandog's in Worcester with Dizzy. So.
But if I went to Dizzy's, I would get on 81, and at some point, somewhere up in Pennsylvania, you get off 81. I think you get on 83 or 84, and that'll take you right to Worcester.
Okay.
It's a straight shot with just a little stopover in Pennsylvania somewhere.
Yeah. When we were in Boston for an NFPA convention for a week, and in our off time, I took Nancy up to Salem, Mass. She wanted to see that, and we drove around, but I don't think we ever made it north enough to Worcester. No, we were all over the place. I mean, we even made it down to the battleship yard. God, what's that called? Battleship Bay or whatever.
You got to see that. What's the name of it?
Yeah. I think it's where the USS Massachusetts is tied.
That's where the Massachusetts is, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is closed. You can't go in that.
I got pictures. I can reminisce. We were there. God. And then let's see, what is it in Boston? We went to and saw the USS Constitution.
Yeah.
And all the other tourist things that we did in Boston.
I was quite impressed with Boston. That seems to be a really attractive looking city. I'd like to spend some more time in Boston next time I go. And now they have flights directly into Worcester. They have an airport at Worcester, and I noticed that American goes in there now, and they had some really reasonable rates going into Worcester.
Oh, that's
go through LaGuardia. I guess you'd change in LaGuardia, and they would take you up there. You'd hop on a plane. I don't know if you go out of LaGuardia or you go out of Charlotte. I don't remember.
I don't think I'll get straight through flight from Vegas to Worcester.
Well, it have to be American.
Yeah.
You'd probably have a changeover either in Charlotte or in St. Louis. Probably St. Louis.
Probably.
Better for them.
So, yeah.
Charlotte's a major hub for American.
Yeah, I got a kick out of
from here.
I got a kick out of Jimmy C and his Dragon's Milk White. He's enjoying the heck out of that stuff.
I'm gonna make up a list tonight and do an order tomorrow for Instacart to deliver that. My friends that give me rides to the store, they don't drink much, and instead of explaining, I'm stocking up, I just have Instacart deliver it.
Let's see, what was it? There was a joke that was told a long time ago, and since I'm Irish Catholic, and it's a joke about Catholics anyway, that guy was calling. God, I don't know even where I heard it. Guy was calling Ajax liquor store, and he's sitting there and he's half in the bag, and he's telling the guy, give me a fifth of vermouth, the fifth of gin, fifth of vodka, fifth of rum. And he rattles off this stuff. Send over a couple of kegs, Budweiser, and on in this huge order. And the guy on the phone at the liquor store says, "What are you doing? Going to have a party?" And he says, "No, just trying to get the nerve to go to confession."
Well, I was at Publix the other week, and I got like 4 cases of beer, and there were different brands, and he said, "Oh, is it a ball game tonight?" And I wish NASCAR was having a race. I wish I could have come back and said race night, but anyhow, I said no. I stock up because I only get it once a month, And
yeah. Let's see, with Tockley, there was a guy in the barracks who, and this guy was so old school, it was ridiculous. But he drank Schlitz beer warm because he would buy every time it went on sale in the BX or the commissary. Well, the BX, we didn't have a commissary at Tockley. He would sit there and buy all they had, and he'd stack. You go into his room, and it'd be stacks of Schlitz. I mean,
I remember that.
Huh?
That was in my time, but I was young.
And he drank it warm, and that was it. Sit there. You want a beer? Yeah. And he had you Schlitz, and I go, okay, wait a minute. No thanks.
I have to have it cold. I can't drink it hot.
Yeah. But
that was in the days before the little dorm refrigerators, little tiny ones.
Actually, let's see, my barracks room at Nellis, the first sergeant he always loved doing our room because we had a kegerator in there, and we always had it full, and then we had a refrigerator, and then we had a console stereo going across underneath the windows with a 25-inch TV on top of it, and then 2 recliners because we took the beds and you had the standard Army issue bunk bed or regular beds that you can make into bunk beds. We took the beds and made them into bunk beds, put them up against the wall, and then the middle locker we ended up with like a toaster oven. There were no microwaves back then. A little toaster oven and a small hot plate.
Man.
So, yeah, we had it. He'd always start because he'd do the barracks inspections once a month. So he'd start at we were on the 3rd floor, and he'd start in our room first time because he'd sit there and drink a beer, sit down and watch the afternoon news, drink a beer, and start the inspection. And then because there was always a dirty mug sitting there by the TV after he got done doing the barracks inspections. So, but we never got a gig, so we were good.
Yeah, and you passed because you knew where the booze locker was. You knew where the liquor cabinet was.
Needless to say, if he went to that center locker, and then because there was a small locker, there was a regular clothes locker, and then there was another locker, little small locker on top of it. And if he went to that one, up here, Shandog. Hey, Shandog.
Hey, how's it going?
All right.
Nice to see you.
And so
nice to put a face, huh?
So if he went to that upper locker, that's where we kept all the hard liquor.
So, and he kept the hard liquor in there too. But yeah, you did tell me about his order.
So, okay. So what have you been up to, Shandog?
Oh, nothing. Just I had they're retiring me from work because I got hurt bad, So yesterday they went to City Hall, and everything went good so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this a forced retirement?
It is. They're involuntarily disability retirement.
Okay.
I didn't ask for it. They offered. I've been there 26 years. I'm 58.
There you go.
I've been a tree climber. I can't do it no more.
Have early retirement.
Right. Not bad at 58.
You can start a whole new career.
Yeah.
I am. It's called sitting around.
Oh, you'll get tired of that.
I haven't yet. It's been 3 years. I mean, but I can't do nothing either.
If
So I
you
can't
if
wait.
it's been 3 years, then you're not going to get that.
I can't wait to go on a ladder and stuff because my wife's been painting the house and I can't do nothing because if they catch you, you know,
Yeah.
just you know how it is. It's not something I did on purpose or asked for.
You know, a friend of mine was telling me about that. He was his friend was a firefighter, no, construction worker, right? And he got put on disability because he couldn't stay up high on a scaffold or something like that. And then he volunteered for the fire department, and he was up on trucks, you know, folding or winding the hoses up or something like that as a volunteer. And he was always afraid he'd get caught by whatever. But I see him standing 10 feet up on top of a truck and standing 100 feet up on a scaffold. Two different things.
It's not like they'll have somebody out there watching you 24/7.
I mean, I would stand up on top of a fire truck and feel perfectly safe, but I do not like ladders. Forget it. But I don't, you know, being up high, I feel safe if I know it's a good solid platform. And
Yeah. I mean, what was it? Oh God, I want to say probably I was 63, 64, and heights never bothered me before. I mean, some of the places I put this body through and the heights and everything else.
yeah,
It was the wife and I was at the fire academy. We were done with the 2 weeks at the academy, and I flew Nancy in because she had never been to that part of the area, and we were at Gettysburg, and she wanted to go up and see the on top of the observation tower they have at Gettysburg and I think it's torn down now, but it's by the cemetery. And so we went up there, and we got out of the elevator, and I took 4 steps, and my knees locked up because of the height.
Wow.
And
I can't walk out on the diving board at the pool.
that had never happened to me ever before that time.
I was taking a class like an intermediate, like swimming class, and I never dove off of the diving board. So
One
I
second,
walked
guys.
out, got halfway out and panicked and froze
Hi, buddy.
and had to back step. Like
Buddy.
my steps were like 2-inch steps back off of that diving board. I told them, no, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll be back. I'll be
do it.
back in 1 second. All right.
All right.
And teacher was understanding, you know, it was like, and I was so shooken up. I was going back to the locker room, and I walked right by my towel and left my towel, and it was like, you forgot your towel, you know, because I was so jittery and nervous.
Mhm.
And it was just the diving board.
Yeah, I made it out to the edge of the railing, but it was slow. I mean,
Yeah.
but I was sitting there, and that's all I talked about. Then after that I was totally amazed because that had never happened to me. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if the places I walked in the Las Vegas Hilton and outside the Las Vegas Hilton, I mean, there was sometimes there were me and 300 feet in the ground was nothing but a little 2-foot handrail, 2.5-foot handrail, and that was it. I mean, so this to happen, and I think I was 62 or 63, I can't remember. So, yeah.
Well, somewhere near you at the Grand Canyon, they have this tourist attraction where you walk out on this plate of glass.
Well,
And
not
look
me.
down, you know. No, I'm not walking out on a piece of glass. Get it.
Hold on.
And I want to take that.
I'll walk out on a piece of glass that is on a platform that has been constructed by the lowest competitive bidder.
Now I want to take the
And trust
helicopter.
my life on it.
I want to do the helicopter tour. I would feel perfectly safe in a helicopter, but don't have me walk out on glass. Forget it.
David, hold down the fort.
All right.
What's up, David? I'm back.
Hey, what's up?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing real good.
Yeah, it was what you dizzy last week. We had a 4-alarm fire in the city, and I knew he'd be down
Oh,
here.
is that the one where the apartment building had the fire and they thought they found it in the basement? Was it at night?
No, that was a different one. It was during the day.
Oh, that was a 3-alarm fire anyway. Wasn't a
It was
4.
really a 4-alarm, but they said a 3. They called the 4th one. Dave would tell you. You dizzy.
I
How
missed
you
that.
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't watch it yet?
I didn't see it come up. I get a notification. I didn't see it. I can go back and check. Maybe I just
Yeah,
accidentally.
I watched it the day before, I think. But I was at it with him for a little bit. So you live down in what, north or south?
So you need to show me how to sit around and do nothing because it's about to dry. And I work. I work part time. And really, I'm kind of busy. But I find myself with large gaps of time.
Well, I have a lot of people stop by to talk and stuff. So
Oh, you hang out with Dizzy too. Dizzy's.
Yeah, plus I go see Dave now and then. Plus I have a dog I walk every day. I take care of.
Well, then you're not sitting around doing nothing. You got some.
I walk like 3 to 5 miles every day.
No, see, I've gained weight. I need to start walking again. But you got to wear one of those masks everywhere. And I can't breathe.
Well, I walk them down.
I had my physical at the doctor last week. And usually, when they take your pulse ox, mine's always 100. There's only one other time it was 95. I was in the emergency room, and they thought I had a heart attack. Well, there was nothing wrong with my heart, but it was 98, and my pulse ox was always 100, and it was because I was wearing that mask.
I know your blood pressure goes up if you're in pain. It's always high.
I had just passed out. I was on a Greyhound bus. I just lost consciousness and passed out. And when they
Someone noticed you passed out?
Yeah, there were two. I woke up and there were 2 or 3 people on cell phones on calling 911.
Well, that was nice of them.
No,
people would just ignore it.
I said I'm okay. And they said no, we're going to send you to the hospital. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Safe and
I
sorry.
told them I didn't want to go to the hospital, and they said, well, I think it was Greyhound covering their butt because I was on their bus.
That's right.
Make sure.
That they do. They're no dummies.
Yeah, well,
They should have paid I have insurance, but they should have paid the copay on my bill, the hospital bill. They should have paid for my ambulance ride anyway.
Yeah, that can be expensive.
Yeah, well,
I've never been in one, so I
it
know
was only $250 for the ambulance and $80 for the emergency room. And I want to tell you, they didn't find anything wrong with me, and I was in there for 3 hours. They did every kind of a test. They took X-rays. They did everything. This was a couple of years ago.
okay.
I was tired and just passed out. I had been up for like 18 hours. I went to the company Christmas party. That was a full day. I was going to the folks for Christmas.
You were exhausted.
I was tired.
You got in your seat and you went to sleep.
Yeah, but I really did. They said I stopped breathing for about 30 seconds or something like that.
Man, that ain't good.
No,
no.
Somebody was pounding me on my back, waking me up, and thought I was dreaming it, and I was, oh, leave me alone, let me go back to sleep, and it's like, no, you need to wake up. You wake up.
Hey, Captain Kirk.
Hey, Captain.
Hi,
Hey,
Captain.
what's up, bud?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Good, you?
I'm okay today. I was just on panel with the round table, and I remembered, oh yeah, I got to go over to Tom's place today. So
Did they have the Tupperware party?
no, that's not until next week.
80s. They're having an 80s party tonight or something, right?
Yeah, 80s parties tonight. Tupperware party is next week.
And it's for men too, or is it for women?
It's for everybody actually.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna freaking talk about a lot of dirty things.
Yeah, will you send me
The new appliances from Tupperware.
hangouts when they go online?
They're the ones that hold the pickles.
Yeah.
That shape.
Yeah, it's grown up Tupperware.
Oh yeah.
No, I really don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. You're over 21.
Yeah.
Slightly.
I don't
I'll
think
be slightly over 21.
He's my age. You're my age.
tonight.
Shandog, we're the same age.
Yeah. I have to wear these glasses to see anything.
I don't wear mine around the house. Anytime when I go out, I wear my glasses.
Oh wow! I just realized I'm the youngest guy on this panel.
On that note, I'll be right back.
Respect your elders here, Captain.
So you're the youngster, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just turned 58 last week. A week ago, Saturday.
Yeah, I know. I'm 45.
I'm 58.
It's just a freaking number.
Yeah, that's all.
All it is a
As young
number.
as you want to act.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Oh,
My wife says I act like a kid, so.
Just a number.
Coffee.
We're
Beer.
having a water
I'm gonna
today.
get to the beer. I just want to finish my coffee first.
Well, Santa Claus came today.
What?
Bree, the FedEx man. I've gotten into shopping on Goodwill.com, and they do block auctions.
Mhm.
And I found this toolkit I couldn't resist.
Oh wow.
It was $50, and
I see you.
You already got it?
yeah, it came today.
Oh wow, cool.
Oh, cool.
That's the case. And that's the doctor.
Hold on, David.
Can you hold on?
David, let me present you.
No, I got a call right now.
Oh,
Okay. I guess we could mute you.
Mute me because I. Hello. Yes.
What happened?
Yeah, you can mute David so we don't hear his intimate conversation.
All right.
Anyway,
All right. So, did you finish your carving last night, Captain? I know I left around 10:30.
I did. It didn't come out quite as I anticipated, but like I said, it's all experimental, and it's fine how it did turn out. It actually, these two right here started to come closer together, so I had to heat it up with a lighter right here in the middle and freaking like bend it back out. But this thing, hard as a rock. Resin is not very forgiving stuff. It takes every mark that you put on it. Well, with a blade. Otherwise, no. This stuff is, like I said, hard as a rock, and it doesn't take marks from hitting itself. So it doesn't crack normally. This stuff's super tough. This stuff, however, it's slightly flexible, and it didn't cure right. Like, I didn't mix it. I mixed it enough, like physical mixing, but I didn't put enough of the activator, the hardener or catalyst or whatever you want to call it, in the mix, because I weighed it by weight. I put it on my scale instead of measuring it by volume, because I'm a dummy.
Okay.
You're not a dummy. You're learning. It's a learning process.
Yeah.
Right? You don't know,
But,
dummy. Come on.
It even says right in the freaking directions, oh, this stuff you freaking measure by volume, not by weight. And I'm like, okay, cool. And my cups have liquid measurements on them, but I still put it on the scale and weighed it. Because I'm silly sometimes. I dropped the ball and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll do it this way. No.
All right, 88 Katana. We'll see you later.
Later, Matt. Have a good day, buddy. I didn't even see. I'm sorry. I wasn't looking at the chat.
I can't.
Oh yeah, everybody's eating right about now. Everybody's cooking food.
I'm on my phone, so I can't read the chats.
Crystal's hungry, huh, Bunny? She wants
Hi,
to. Yeah. Oh, sorry. What?
Hi, Crystal.
Bye.
Yeah, she and Doug. Mike, whatever.
Call me what you want.
She is.
Not late for supper, that's all. Hello.
Crystal doesn't feel very good today. She's very sad. She got
Why?
She got some troubling news today about her grandmother.
Oh,
Her grandmother's very, very old. She's going to be 89. Well, she's 88 right now. Put it that way. And her mother gave her some news today that she might pass.
Oh, that's sad to hear.
Oh, yeah.
So
Sorry to hear that, Crystal.
so that's what we've been going through today. Trying to
Tough emotions, man.
keep Crystal from breaking down too much. I think I just made her cry again. I'm sorry. Come here. I'm sorry, Bunny. I just wanted to tell them. I didn't want you to. I didn't want to get you upset again.
I know.
We feel for you.
I'm sorry, Buns. You okay?
Yeah. I'm gonna make something easy for dinner, like spaghetti.
You want me to make dinner?
No.
Are you sure?
No, you're on your channel.
If he makes the spaghetti, it'll be hard like the skulls. So watch out, Crystal. He won't even cook the pasta.
Hey, here's
What?
here's your sauce.
Yeah.
I think this pasta's a little underdone.
The toothpick saucer.
Oh man.
Oh, it's funny. Okay.
Why is this pasta so oddly shaped? And it smells bad. Oh, that's not pasta. That's my toenail collection.
Grated,
Just made
that's
her
your grated
dad-
cheese.
Oh man.
I just made her go. "Bleh."
That's the grated cheese.
There you go.
This is hard.
Oh yuck!
Oh, that's funny.
I've been making these shavings for a few days now.
Yeah.
These little curly shavings. So yeah. At least these come out red and pink. So they're easy to identify. Some of the other colors of
Well, they could be red
shavings that I've
peppers.
had over the years is
Those
like
are peppers I added to the pasta, dear.
There you go.
sometimes I freaking I like drill a hole in something or I'm freaking carving something out or trimming something and I'm like, it looks like coconut. Oh man.
Oh, what was that? What was it? Oh, never mind. Couldn't remember it.
Look at that. See it spring back very
Yeah.
slowly.
It's still moving.
That's the silicone one you made?
No, this is the resin.
That's the resin. You can bend the resin? I didn't know that.
You can't normally. Like
Well,
I
yours
said, it's
can.
usually Tonka tough stuff. Like I said, this
Yeah.
is hard as a rock. But this particular batch, last couple batches I've poured have been
Soft.
a little
Did you put
flexible.
it
I weighed them instead of doing it by volume.
All right.
Because I'm a jackass, but whatever.
When I mix fiberglass resin, I've had the same cup I always mix it in all the time. The same type of little Dixie cup that I mix it in all the time. And I don't
yeah,
use
because you're using little Dixie
quantity
cups.
like you do, Captain, but I know how much hardener to put in that much, so it's just
Yeah,
if I-
you're
I
using little
mix
Dixie cups.
quantities
That's
in the
different.
cup, I'd be lost probably, or come out with something like that.
No, if I'd measured it right, it would have been fine. But
Oh, oh,
Oh, oh, oh, oh, oh. Oh,
Apparently.
good.
I'm going to show you this. This is the model that I made for the directional that I'm making for Jimmy C.
Oh,
That's
that,
the model I made. That's the actual directional lens. Okay,
that's
like that.
cool.
and that's what I put on it to make it nice, to make it a nice skull one, right?
Yeah.
The purple notwithstanding, when I made the mold came out fine. The mold is what it is, right? Okay, fine. Fantastic.
Tom, make it
But,
big.
Anyway, so
Hang on, David. The captain's talking.
Yeah, make it Captain Big.
this is the result of the casting that I did
Oh,
in that mold.
Now it looks kind of purple to me. Is it supposed to have a little?
No. It's actually very almost like it's like this darker
Pink
orange,
red.
almost a red color. But again,
It's my
with
it's
that,
my monitor then.
with that resin that I mismeasured.
Yeah.
Flexible.
And Jimmy's like, "Oh wow, that'd be fantastic! You can't even break that thing." And I'm like,
Yeah. He drops the bike. Give it a minute. It'll come back together.
"Yeah, but I didn't."
You just glue it back.
Happen.
That's nice to make bike parts durable like that.
So, yeah, I got a couple of people very excited about it, and somebody else was just like, "Oh my god, can you do that to my lenses for my bike?" Like freaking out. I'm like, "Oh, jeepers!"
You might be onto something there. Flexible lenses. They won't
Careful
break.
what you open up now.
No. These companies that make bikes will not want to do it. It would have to be an aftermarket thing because they will want to sell lights. If
Hey,
they make a
VW
light that's
Restoration,
unbreakable.
what's going on?
What's that?
Oh wow, yeah, this stuff
Oh.
is really really soft though.
So, Captain, how much of a wattage of a bulb is going to have to be behind that? Is it that dense that it's going to take bigger bulb than? Okay,
Just
Nope.
LED
answered my question. Thank you, sir.
I don't know,
something like this. Huh?
but this is what it looks like when I shine a LED flashlight through it.
But now, would a regular bulb melt it or something? You don't know.
Well,
I
he's
don't
just
know.
trying to make it
I
road.
don't
usable.
know. Like, I would imagine that this particular type of resin is not really great for making these things. This is all just like a step in the process, okay? This isn't the end result. This is trash. You know,
Yeah.
I'm going to send this to Jim because he wants all my screw ups and everything. So I said, well, yeah, okay, fine. You know, granted, I'll give you, like, you know, he's freaking putting a bill for some of this. So, you know, hey, I'll send you whatever you want. You know, if you want that, it's yours. I'll send it right to you. That's fine. But here's the stock for the light. Okay, well,
Yeah.
needs a little Scotch Brite on there, but you know,
Yeah.
otherwise it's fine.
Scotch Brite. That'll do it. That'll clear it. Or WD-40.
Little steel wool or something in the corners.
Just Sporo, real fine steel wool will get it right.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's mostly just surface. There's not a lot of pitting here, so
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to use this one or if he's got other ones he's going to use or whatever. But here, I'll put this lens on here, and you can judge for yourself. You know, because I can only use one screw. Because part of how I screwed this up was that I the voids, the negative where it comes up to make that hole is a little rubber thingy. It's about that big, but it was pushed to the side when I put the mold together, so it didn't make a full hole. It's kind of like it's kind of like angled in, so I can't hit that screw hole, but here it is.
That looks real professional. That looks factory.
Yeah, that looks
That's
cool.
factory.
Good job.
And it probably like refracts it, you know, and makes it all.
Here, I tried to do this last night and it didn't come out. It didn't freaking shine the way I wanted it to. But now it looks like I can get a better angle on it because I'm not drunk.
Actually, if you have a 12-volt source and a light bulb in there, you'd be able to wire it up right there.
Yeah, I could, but I don't have that
The 12-volt
hand
source.
at the moment.
Yeah, I understand.
So, but yeah, it's a super cool project, and I'm really glad I have the opportunity to freaking do this project at all. You know, I'm really enthusiastic about it, obviously, and I'm looking forward to freaking continuing the process, you know, to get to where we need to be. You know, Jimmy is, you know, freaking trying to get his bike done and trying to live his life and things like that. And, you know, whatever. When we get around to it, we get around to it. You know.
Okay. All
Here
right.
in North Carolina, you don't even need turn signals
Well, in
to be legal.
certain states, you could have either turn like you have to have a headlight no matter what.
You have to have
all
a
over the
headlight and
nation.
a tail light here. No questions asked, and they have to work. But they don't say anything about what wattage they are or anything.
Now, there's some
You just have
places
to
where
have
you don't have to have a tail light.
Well, here, if
You
it's a
can
moped,
use hand signals to stop.
if it's a moped, all you need is a reflector. You don't even
This
need
is
a
a
tail
left
light.
hand. This is left hand turn. And
Yeah.
when you put that same arm pointing down like this, that is a stop.
I learned all that because I had to do those when I used to ride a bicycle.
So
like
in some places, you don't need a tail light. But
yeah,
if you don't have a tail light, you have to have directionals.
but
And
in
if you
some
don't have
states-
directionals, you have to have a tail light.
and a lot of these
That's the
police
trade-off.
and a lot of these police officers, they don't know all the laws.
No,
And
they
he
don't.
doesn't want to get pulled over by the police because the bike's really kind of not legal anyway. But he doesn't want to attract a law enforcer's attention, so he wants it to look legal.
But I'll tell you this.
Not that anybody would really bother him where he lives, because I think he lives like way out somewhere. The
No,
only
actually,
time,
this is-
if the state police should happen to breeze through, then that would probably be an issue. But
I remember now. This is a right-hand turn. This is right-hand turn. This is left-hand turn. And this is stop. I remember now. It's been a long time since I rode a
it's
bicycle.
coming back to you, huh? Okay.
It's
All right.
been a long time since I rode a bicycle. Just saying.
I tried to ride a bicycle, and I was very amazed that I would have to learn how to do it again. But there are too many hills around here. They're real steep hills, and when I try to ride a bicycle, I get winded like really quick. I can only go around the block once on a bicycle, and I'm done. You know.
Well, it depends on the bicycle, I would imagine.
I think I got a bum bicycle. I just got a cheap one from Target. You know, next bike I'll probably be like top end. You know, real expensive one. So,
Hey, Breezy's Bike Shop's in the house.
Hey,
Hey.
Breezy, how you doing? VW Restorations, what's up, bud? Hey, believe it or not, in the state of Connecticut, I know this. The same hand signals for bicycle also apply for a car.
it's
So
true
if
in
your turn
Virginia.
signals don't work in your car,
You have a backup.
you can use your hand, but you should get your turn signals fixed as soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
Because a lot of people, when they see your hand sticking out the window, they think you're, bipping them off or something. So,
Right.
There's just a lot of people that just in our modern generation, they don't know
Well, they're idiots out on the road that have
ways
cars
of doing
with working
things.
turn signals and don't even know how to use them. So we'll just leave it at that.
Well, a lot of people don't even use the turn signal. Well,
Yeah.
right. They're an accessory.
They're
or you
idiots.
could use this turn signal.
Well, there's a lot of those waves in my city.
Tell everybody you're number one with them.
That's right.
There you go. That turn
There you go.
signal works too.
They know how to use
Just
the
took
horn.
me the finger.
They know how to use the horn, but they don't use the turn signals.
Yeah. Well, the horn is just one motion. The turn signal is, we got to hit it and then turn it down or push it up.
Oh, is that what it's more work?
Yeah, it's more work. It takes more brain energy. I mean, it's
The dog does not know how to close the door by himself.
you're gonna have to, Derek. You got time now. You can work with the dog on that.
You can
Well,
train.
my wife just bought one of those magnetic screen things, so the dog can go in and out that way.
Oh,
Oh,
I got something to do tomorrow.
cool.
Got a little project.
Yeah, she'll help me though.
YouTube will help
see, the first
you learn anything.
5 years of my retirement, I went through my whole list, and it took me 5 years roughly to do it. The stuff I wanted to do around the house. And it was mostly on the house, not on the Camaro.
Oh my goodness, you kidding?
Okay.
I've been wanting to take my cellar and garage. I'm a pack rat, my wife says, and my friends do, and just put everything out and straighten it out. And I'm going to do that one day.
I do that with I pull everything out of my garage every spring.
Remember, there are different tiers. Pack rats never throw anything away. Hoarders, they hardly know where anything is, and collectors are the ones that are like usually pretty tidy.
Oh,
But-
Dave, did you want to?
I'm not a hoarder.
Well, I've been trying a new website out, Goodwill's auction site,
Yeah,
and I got this toolkit for $50.
let's see it.
Here we go.
Let's see what you got.
Yeah, for $50.
That's the case.
Nice
It's
case.
It's a little larger than a carry-on size case for an airplane.
Okay,
They're all battery operated.
sweet.
Saw.
What brand name? Is it
Coleman.
brand name or?
Does anybody know about Coleman?
Coleman.
But it's like practically new. You know, here's a light, work light,
Cool.
and they all
I know
work.
you appreciate that.
Reciprosaw,
Yeah,
gating saw.
that's actually a camping set.
And
Well, it's from the camping company from Coleman.
of course, the drill. And it works, but I don't know why the battery just popped out of it.
Yeah, Coleman makes like canoes and tents and things.
And
Cool.
cooking stoves
Right.
and lanterns and
I didn't know they actually made like tool sets like
Yeah,
that.
they
Though.
make
That's really
chainsaws. They
kind of
make
cool.
tools.
That's really cool.
that is cool.
$50. And I was the fourth one to bid on it. I was outbid like 5 minutes before the auction ended, and I bid again and got it.
Sweet,
Added a couple of dollars to it.
cool. Not
Awesome.
bad. Not bad.
Came in a great big box, about the size of a box a computer would come in.
Cool.
I've never
That's
owned
cool.
a circular saw or a sawzall, so I got something to learn.
Hey,
And that's a small one, so it's something to start out on.
this thing is orange. It should smell like an orange.
It looks
So
like
that was the dye.
it almost looks like a big gummy bear.
Believe it or not,
Hey,
I've been
probably-
thinking about making gummy things for a while now.
Hey, I got to take off now. Thanks for having me up.
All right,
Hey,
great.
thank you for being here, Shandog. We appreciate you, buddy.
Have a good one.
Nice putting a face with your name.
Hell yeah, man. No doubt.
All right. Everyone
Good
be
to see
good.
ya.
Thank you.
Later, Mike.
Good night.
I like that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to get him up on panels. He's a little hesitant to get it. He was like on Jimmy C's show for like 4 hours one night, and he finally came up.
Yeah.
After being on there, typing in the comments for like 4 hours.
Yeah. Well, Captain, you missed it. Hold on. Let me see. Where is it?
Missed what?
I decided that we were going to probably, excuse the expression out there with everybody, but fuck with my grandkids for a little bit.
Oh, what do you want to do?
And right now, what I'm going to present to you this is Pat's idea. I don't take responsibility for this one whatsoever, but we'll take a look at what I'm going to share here right now. These are rugs. This is a rug. All right.
Oh, wow.
So you can sit there. This is my favorite one. This is the one I do is I throw a party and I wait for the one motherfucker who got drunk and passed out on the couch. And then once he passed out, then we'd have the same coffee table there. We just pull the coffee table up, put the rug in, put the same coffee table back, and then video him when he wakes up in the morning.
It's just freaking like flipping out like, oh, the coffee table!
Yeah.
There's a wormhole in the living room!
Yeah. So Pat wants to do is get one of these. He wants to get one. He wants actually two for T-Dub. And he wants to sit there and wait for one of the granddaughters to go in and take a shower in the bathroom, and then get one. You can get them in different sizes, and then get one that covers wall to wall in front of the toilet and the tub where their bathroom's laid out, and put one right there. So when they get done showering, and be very quiet about doing it, and when they get done showering, they open the door and there's that. And video them sitting there. Well, not all.
That would just be cool to have, you know, like if you have a party
$50.
and people go to the bathroom and they see that, you know, on the floor. It's like they freak out for a minute. And if they've had a few, you know,
put it in front of the toilet. Roughly where the guy stands to go potty, put it in front of the toilet.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you.
Thanks. So how much are those? Like $50?
The 60 centimeter by 60 centimeter on Amazon is 15. This is Amazon, by the way.
Is it a sticker or is it an actual
It's a rug.
like throw rug?
It's a rug.
Oh,
Here, I'll get the whole thing. Come on. It's not there. Round, carpet round, checkered vortex optical illusion, non-slip area rug.
Huh.
And then you can see the different sizes down there for how much. But man, could you sit there and keep it think of the parties when you were growing up, the parties you attended. And can you imagine really fucking with some people? I mean,
dude. Okay,
hey.
I've been at some parties before, and I liked. I'm not gonna lie, I liked hallucinogens. So I'd go over to some people's houses, and they had like Victorian wallpaper, or like not Victorian era from that time period, because it was all poisonous and full of arsenic and stuff. But like seriously, like a Victorian pattern, or like some intricate freaking like patterns, parameciums and whatever, freaking on a wallpaper or the freaking carpet or whatever, and I'm just like, I'm freaking fleebing, and I'm like walking across this carpet like,
I would.
or a tile floor. Forget it.
I have a strong stomach. That would be one of the few things that would make me want to vomit. Walk in a room.
Dude, when you're on hallucinogens, everything is alive, dude. Okay.
I would not want to see. I would be expecting the wallpaper to start crawling on the wall. Ooh. That wallpaper, Hazy Days, is enough. I sit there and watch that wall behind him, and I try to solve those little jigsaw puzzle things.
We were down at MacDill Air Force Base. We had a big mushroom party, and yes, they were those types of mushrooms, and everything else. And I can just imagine that rug right in the bathroom in front of the toilet, and everybody's hesitation of sitting there going to go to the bathroom. Just, whoa, no, I ain't going there. And Nancy and I were renting a house at the time, and that was there was only one bathroom in the house. And we had a pretty big backyard, so I wonder how many people behind in the backyard finding a tree to urinate against because they wouldn't go to the bathroom.
It's like at UDizzy's, who wanted to use the porta potty? I think Hazy Days was the only person that used it. I went all around the back of the building, and I'm sure a lot of other people were doing it too. And there wasn't anything wrong with that. I didn't see any problem.
Okay. Yeah,
that building is out in the middle of nowhere. You know where the shop is.
What's in the house?
Yeah.
No, it's a commercial, like a commercial complex or whatever. So.
Oh yeah, she did come home.
Yeah, she came home.
Hey, Breezy. Tomorrow is going to be paint day.
Yes. Let's go.
Starting at about 5:30 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, I plan on getting up. It takes me about anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour to configure the garage, and then probably 20 minutes to mix up some paint, and then we'll be painting.
Breathe.
I would have been up for an hour and a half already because it would be 8:30 here.
Keep breathing.
So yeah. So that's the game plan. I've checked the Weather Channel twice for the temperatures in the morning at around 5:30 in the morning. It's going to be roughly around 84, 83 degrees. And then by the time I think I'm stopping a little after 9, It's going to be roughly around 89 degrees. So I'm still well within the window of staying underneath the 90 degrees. And I know I could have gone a little higher, but these are the last parts, and I just want to get it done and get it done right so we're not redoing it again. So I muted Captain Jerk because I don't know what he was doing there, so I didn't want him.
Sounds like Christy is having a
Crystal,
panic
what?
attack or something like that.
Back on? Here, you want back on? Here, now you're back.
Just freaking playing around.
There, now you're back on.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was an
But,
issue, so I muted you, sir.
That's all right. I was just talking to Crystal. We're gonna go over to Crystal's grandmother's house tomorrow to say our goodbyes. And, make sure that we at least have a recent,
Photo.
experience with her.
Yeah.
I understand
I'm
completely.
sorry about that.
She's a hell of a lady. She really is. She's a hell of a woman. She very, very good person. Just one of those people that you're glad that you got to know.
Yeah. I didn't get to tell my dad goodbye. He died before I got there. I was supposed to. He died the day before. I had planned the trip and everything and was going to be there the next day, and he passed in the middle of the night that night.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, I was here. My dad was in Illinois, and my brother Jerry called me and told me.
Yeah, I was in Virginia. I'm in North Carolina. He was in Virginia. So.
And told me my dad had passed. Because everything was fine, and all they did was go in the house and found he it looked like he had a massive heart attack, face down in his bedroom floor.
Oh.
Just getting up in the morning, get up for your morning constitutional, massive heart attack, hit the floor, you're gone.
That sucks.
I know my wife's driver, he had a heart attack at his kitchen table in the middle of the night. He got up in the middle of the night to get a drink of water or something like that, and he sat down and passed out at the kitchen table, and they found him on the kitchen floor. He was gone.
Yeah.
When you go, you go.
He's only 50-something too, but he didn't take care of himself. He smoked like crazy, and he was really overweight, and he didn't eat right.
Let's see, I don't smoke, but I'm really overweight. Well, I'm not really overweight, but I'm overweight.
How tall are you,
No,
Tom?
you're not as overweight as this guy was.
Huh?
5'10"?
5'11",
All right.
He was not as tall as you are.
and I'm 240.
Oh, and he was more than 240, and he was only like 5'5" or something. Like he wasn't
Gaffa.
smaller than average height.
Yeah, for Haynes, how you doing, bud? Good to see you.
You want to come? Come up. Should we let him up?
Yeah, Gav
There
is
we
great.
go.
Oh, why not?
There you go.
Put a link.
Gav is a great son of a bitch.
All right, what are we carving on today?
Nothing. I'm just playing around.
Oh,
This
He's
floppy,
taking a rest day after me.
this floppy lens.
I
Will
got
it get harder or will it always?
camera though.
I doubt it. I have resin here from a couple of years ago that never hardened. That I was just flexing a few minutes ago.
No, that's resin.
No,
That's not silicone. It's resin.
This is resin. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's up?
what's going on, Gaffa?
Are you muted, bud?
I think he's muted. Lower left-hand
Not
corner.
on our end, we don't have a little microphone with the hash line
Click
through
the
it.
little microphone symbol.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
changing my default microphone lately. I was going to say I don't see any need to come up on panel. There's no booths, but then there's three of them. So
Yes.
Well,
Like Total Recall. Hey.
how you doing, Justin? Again, How you
How's
doing,
it
Doc?
And I'm doing okay, I guess.
How you going, Tom?
Nah, hanging in there. It's another day, another
50
sucking air
cents.
vertically is great.
Or as we say in Australia, another day, another 50 cents. It'd be $1, but the government gets 50% of it.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
Well,
we're
we
gonna
don't
get
pay
back
50% tax, but after you pay income tax and GST and all this other, they end up with 50 cents. So.
Well, at work they keep giving us a $100 bonus a month. You know, at the end of the month we get a check, and it's because we're working during COVID because we work for the Defense Department. We have contracts, and it's supposed to be $100, but when the check comes, it's not $100. They've taken taxes out of it.
Yeah, everybody gets their chunk of
You
the
don't
pie.
even get your full bonus. You get the government gets some of it.
You know,
What
that's
plastic
sort
is
of
that?
like
It's not
me,
latex.
Captain. That's sort of like the way I stretch when I wake up in the morning. That fast too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crap.
And it's as painful as that just looked too.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just a crap one. It, like I said, it's all a step in the process. Just proof of concept. You know, just freaking like feeling it out and where I want to be with it, and freaking what I can actually accomplish. If I can do it, then yeah, let's go forward. And I did it. I have accomplished it. You know, it's not very good, but I have a result. That's
Yeah.
fine. So good or bad, pass or fail, I have a result. I'm satisfied with this. You know,
A
I
little,
can pick out all the flaws, but like I said, this is all experimental until we get a product that we are satisfied with.
little fine tuning, and you'll have a finished
The
product.
alarm for 9 a.m.
Okay.
They said that they're gonna
Okay.
Hi,
Captain,
Crystal.
Captain's been. I'll let Captain tell it.
Hey,
There you go.
Crystal.
Hey, Crystal.
How are we today?
not good.
Not a good day today.
No, she's very sad. Her nanny is very likely going to pass soon, is what they've been telling us. And Crystal's very sad. We're going to go tomorrow morning for a goodbye
Um,
for our last visit. So
I feel for you, Crystal. I really do.
I didn't even get to see my grandpa freaking on his last day.
I'll put it this way: you're in my prayers at the moment. Okay.
she might not die for a long time, but we're because of everything that's going on recently. I think it would behoove us to go and have some time with her, you know, before things get out of
Yep.
hand in the country, or you know,
Mhm.
Yep.
undesirable alternative of her freaking passing, you know. So
And you may, in case things go a stage where you may not be able to go visit her before she passes, or while she passes, or as she passes, whichever the case may be.
but she is at her home right now.
She's at
And,
home. Okay.
That's
we
good.
are. I don't know if we are COVIDy or not because we have not been tested.
Do you have symptoms? My
Dude, we have so many colds and so many allergies during the freaking year that yes, of course we have symptoms.
yeah.
But I
At
don't know
one
if they're
stage or
COVID
another.
symptoms or not because I haven't been tested.
Well, I talked my guy, my driver that our van service that takes me to work in the morning. He said you need to get a test unit because somebody on my van tested positive, but I wasn't even on the van that day. And I tried 2 different places. I tried my regular doctor's office, and he said, "Well, we don't do tests unless you have symptoms." Then I went somewhere else, and they said, "We don't do tests unless." So now it's been 2 weeks since I possibly.
Unless you have
So
the
at this
symptoms.
point now, because it's been 2 weeks and I haven't had symptoms, so there's no need.
See, now that's the good thing about Australia is when this COVID became a thing, they opened testing stations And now it's got to a stage where you only have to ask for a test and you're able to get one almost anywhere
Yeah, well,
without question.
they'll ask you.
Too bad it's not that.
You know what,
And,
Gaffa? You know what really sickened me? Months ago, when they first started having tests, guess what? It became a trend for the elite and the celebrities to go get tested without any symptoms.
Yeah, but we can do that in Australia. We if we feel like going to get
That's not the
tested,
point.
they will test you.
The tests were limited at first. They
Because they
were
didn't have
very scarce. They didn't have a lot of them, and the freaking celebrities were going to places. Okay, I see it, Tim. I see it, Tom. I see it.
See you, Tom.
They were going to these freaking testing stations and to the freaking doctor and demanding tests, even though they had no symptoms.
Well, I wouldn't have had any
When the
problem.
tests were
My doctor-
scarce.
If my doctor would say no problem, you can go get a test, but
I'm
In
not saying that
general-
people should be
in general.
denied a test for any reason, but when they were scarce, it would behoove us to freaking give those tests to people that had symptoms.
apparently
not just
they're
any
not
jackass that was scared of it.
the
Or
drugs,
had the money.
the drug stores will give you a
I know money
test.
talks.
I get things.
Now,
I got a thing in the mail that said there were tests being done on a certain date, a certain place, and they were doing them for free. But I think when you arrive, they will ask you if you have symptoms.
Yeah. No, that, as I said though, from I think the end of April in Australia, there were designated testing stations. You only had to turn up and or make a phone call and tell them you're going to turn up, because you couldn't just spread yourself around at that stage. And they would test you without question. They wouldn't ask you whether you had symptoms or not. They just said, "Okay, yep, yeah, you're booked in for your test. Come and do this." And
Well, there are a lot
please don't cough or sneeze on me while I'm doing it.
They're more available now. But when it started
Yeah,
out,
when they're available.
how to test people, they hadn't even developed a test. And now
When they're available, yes, test all that need it or want it or whatever. That's fine.
yeah,
But when they're scarce or when they're just starting out and they freaking don't even have a good test yet.
they didn't even know.
I'm so scared. I'm rich, famous motherfucker. Test me. No,
You do that well, mate.
I know.
Seriously.
I know. Thank you.
You've
I
been
understand
you've been
in
practicing in the
Australia-
mirror, haven't you?
I understand in Australia, you're not having anywhere as near a problem as we are. Is that right?
We are now. Apparently, we've got a whole state that is just totally what you guys were dealing with in the height of yours. We've had to actually shut this state down. We've almost put it under police law because of the amount of spread that went through it.
We haven't
but
gotten to that point yet. They call it martial law here. So
Yeah, they the problem was that's because they were a little bit complacent when the initial spread died down, and then they just started doing things as if everything hadn't changed.
yeah, people are talking about a second wave. We haven't had the second wave yet. You're having the second wave.
Well, they are. The rest of Australia has quickly jumped on the bandwagon of stay away, leave us alone, don't come near us attitude as soon as their second wave kicked in. And it's been isolated to that state mainly. It did spread a little bit, but not much, not enough to be concerned about.
We're second wave now.
Yeah, and the good thing about second waves is if you don't get complacent about the fact that it can spread really quickly, second waves can be very minor and
It's in the
only a little
winter.
bit
It's winter
inconvenient.
time there where you are, isn't it? Because
Yeah, this is definite flu season.
yeah, they're getting the flu and stuff like that anyway, and that just
And people are testing, and we have what they call a COVID app, which allows the government to track your movement when you start showing symptoms of COVID, and then they can find out who you've been interacting with and who had COVID before, according to the app and shit like that.
They are about halfway through their winter, just like we're about halfway through our summer.
No, we're just about to finish our winter. We're only like a week or two away. Beginning of September is the end of our winter.
I mean, the official start of winter,
Yeah, the official start of winter was
Their start of winter. Their start of winter is our start of summer. Their end of winter is our end of summer. Roughly.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the official start of winter was nearly 3 months ago. The actual start of winter was 4 months ago.
Well, see, you were right. you're really still in the window where people are getting sick. You know, they get the flu.
Yeah.
they get the cold.
Our summer is marked from the solstice to the to like the end of like the
Yeah.
20th of September. All right, and then from the 20th of September to the winter solstice, it's autumn.
Ours is dated. Ours is 1st of June, 1st of June to the 1st of September, and then the 1st of September to the 1st of December, and then the 1st of December to the
Ours
1st of March.
goes by it goes by zodiac, believe it or not.
Ours
Yeah,
is
ours
different. Yours makes better sense to me than ours.
Ours
Winter-
is 3 months. Ours is
Winter
just
starts on
3
December
months.
21st.
Yeah, no, ours
Not on-
summer starts on the 1st.
When we get to December, it already feels like we're halfway through winter.
Well,
Because
the solstice is on the
November.
21st.
Yeah,
The solstice is the shortest day of the year.
yeah.
For
So,
you guys.
yeah.
For us, it's the longest.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Everything
here's
is reversed. Yes, I understand.
when we have winter solstice, that's the longest day of his year.
Yeah.
See, he's
One of the hottest. Too.
the opposite. So
But by the time you guys have kicked into winter, we've had our first heat wave.
yeah,
We've probably hit 40 for 2 days or 3 days straight, which is near the
that's
middle
right
of
hot.
And then we just have a nice, reasonable, comfortable summer until January, and then we have another heat wave.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when our bushfires start, because that's the longest heat wave. That can be up to a week to 2 weeks in some places of Australia.
Well, that's like
Over 40
California.
degrees.
California's on fire in most of August. You know.
Yeah, well, I can attest to that because if you go outside here in Vegas, you could sit there and I can't even see the mountains. I live in the foothills and I can't see the mountains to the west of me because of the haze from the fires,
Yeah.
or the smoke and the haze from the fires in Southern California right now. And actually, I could sit there and I used to be able to sit there and see every mountain range. I mean, we're in a valley and I could sit there and tell you which mountain, and you couldn't see nothing today when we were out.
We go into fire danger season within a month of summer starting, because if we've had a good winter, we will have an abundant spring, and then we'll have a hell of a lot of overgrowth that's dried out and ready to be burnt by mid-December, and that's when it's time to start cleaning up.
You know what
Cutting
blows my
back.
mind about
Yeah.
Australian fires is that a lot of them are set.
Yes, we
My
have a lot of
heart-
fire bugs here.
Like, there's some fucking batshit crazy people.
No, they're
that
mostly
set fires
kids.
there.
They're mostly kids.
Yeah, kids do crazy things. Kids do
Yeah.
stupid things.
I'm sorry, I have to go. I'll be back.
All right.
All right.
I think she just passed away. I heard Crystal say she just passed away, so we just leave Jerk alone for a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't think we'll see him for a little while.
Yeah.
And now Crystal's got to go through the devastation of the fact she never made it.
Mm-hmm. Well, the one thing that sit there and probably irritate her for a while is to sit there and said, well, I'm planning to go tomorrow. Why didn't I go 2 days ago type thing? I should have gone.
Yeah, she'll kick herself and chew herself, and then he'll have to sit there and deal with it, and
Mm-hmm.
he'll be kicking himself. And
Okay. So let's go back to the fire season. We don't need to dwell on this. It's one thing I don't want to dwell on.
let's dwell on it for a minute, just to for a little bit of respect.
Okay.
Condolences for Captain Jerk and his family at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to move on, Gaffa. I just.
Well, I'll send.
No,
you-
that's fine. I'm just a little moment of remembrance for him, because he deserves that much. Anyway, fire season. Yeah, so we are fastidious about trying to control the outbreak of bushfires, but we live in a very on the fringes of Australian coast is a very affluent area for growth of vegetation, and we like to live in our vegetation. We love our bush. We love trees everywhere. We do our best to try and enjoy our flora as much as possible. But unfortunately, that is the downfall about it. You live in the middle of a foresty bush scene, and you live in rainforest and things like that. The fact that you're going to end up having to worry about your house burning down in Australia is a big deal. We've had bushfires happen in Australia, produced bushfires for that we know of 1,000 years. Aborigines used to start bushfires in Australia. Australia's flora is akin to having a bushfire. Some of it just will not generate and regrow unless it gets burnt. Some of the seeds are designed not to pop open and spread unless there's bushfire temperatures to make them pop.
And the heat will pop them open.
Temperature.
Yeah. And they're designed for that because of the amount of times that the Aboriginals over the thousands of years have actually burnt undergrowth off chasing game and controlling.
When's your wet season?
Depends on where you live.
Okay.
If it's in the southern half of Australia, we've just gone through our wet season. So the next 3 months is the most telling of what kind of summer we're going to have. The growth will start springing. Everything it would have greened up, everything would have gone in abundance in the undergrowth, and then summer comes in, it dries almost instantly. In the north of Australia, what we call the tropics, they'll be coming into the wet season after spring, and they'll have nothing but rains and monsoons.
Okay.
Which is why when you see the fires, they're all in the southern half of Australia, because they're in the middle of their dry drought season, where the abundance of winter and the growth of spring is starting to become the dry kindling of summer bushfires.
Okay. Well, we're in the middle of monsoon season here, as they call it. It goes from I can't remember, about the second week of July all the way until about the second or third week of September, and we can get some pretty torrential downpours, enough to sit there and cause some flash flooding. On the other hand, is Southern California catches on fire so many dang times that our nice, clear, sunny days turn out to be, well, actually, we could be downtown LA with the smog that they got, because they keep dumping it over here.
Yeah, did you know you are in downtown LA? You just haven't been told yet.
Oh, okay. That earthquake happened and sucked that portion of the country into the ocean.
Oh no, it's just the ecology of the world has changed that much now that you're downtown LA. Downtown LA is bloody New York traffic.
I'm moving. I do not want to live in downtown LA.
Well, you know what? I'm convinced that North Carolina has gotten to the point where we have Florida weather now, because we have a thunderstorm. You know how in Florida they have a thunderstorm every day. It rains about 4 o'clock, and then at 5 o'clock the sun comes out like nothing happened. That's what happens here. Every day it rains, but then at the end of the day, it's all cleared up and gone. I think the season, the environment, as the climates have changed, so now we're at least in the northern Florida weather, what northern Florida used to have.
That's what we call Queensland, northern New South Wales area. That's the perfect 1 day raining, or possibly.
It only snowed once this winter, and it was just a little.
To be really honest, if you're still going to be around in 30 years' time, I reckon your weather's over there is going to change again, and it's going to head back to the way it was 200 years ago.
I like winter weather. I like snow because I think it's pretty.
You got to then go. You needed to grow up in it, because I hate it.
Did you say
South Carolina? I'm from Kentucky, so we used to get some snow in Kentucky.
No, I was 35 miles northwest of Chicago.
You really got snow
in Illinois. And
hold on, 35 miles northwest of Chicago. Isn't that Canada?
No.
This is bloody close enough.
You got another state or two in front before we get to Canada.
I don't know. Canada's got a really weird border around that area there. You could have been in Canada any time and you didn't even know it.
Well, see, there's like, if you go up to New York, you can walk from New York into Canada.
Yeah,
northern New York.
And they have people that live in New York in their backyard.
Well, now you can't, because the borders are all closed.
Well, the neighbors.
Hold on.
are
Dave, speaking of which, isn't
in
there a house
Canada.
somewhere?
Hold on, wait. Hold it, David.
Isn't there-
What did you say?
Isn't there a house somewhere in the north of America that is actually on the border? Half the house is in Canada and the other half in
I'm
America.
sure there is.
No, I heard of that house, and what is it? Oregon, Seattle? No.
Yeah, I have a question. How do they go with border restrictions? What, they're not allowed to walk into the lounge room now
I don't know.
because the borders are closed?
I guess they have to build a fence.
In the middle of the living room, you got a custom station there. So if you sitting there watching TV and then you want to cross and go into the kitchen, you got to go through customs and show your passport and everything else, and then you have to go in the kitchen and get your snack, and then you come back. You got to show your passport and everything else, and then you go back.
Now the question I've got is, which side of the line are they going to wear the mask?
Oh yeah, you'll have to wear a mask. Across the border.
And hold on, were some of the kids born in Canada and the other ones born in America? It just depends on whether she went into labor.
Well, hold it. Wait, 90% of her body was in America. 10% of her body was in Canada. So her lower extremities are Canadian. Her
So
upper
the baby was born in Canada and the mother was born in the United States.
Well, no, it was conceived in the United States and born in Canada.
Yeah. Well, here it's wherever.
On one side of the house and the sitting room or whatever's on the other side of the house.
Yeah, here it's wherever they draw up the birth certificate. If they're born in Canada, they're a native to Canada, so they get a Canada birth certificate. They're automatically a citizen of Canada, even if the mother is from America.
But then they could also be automatically a citizen of America because they have to cross over the bloody border to get to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, it's weird.
I don't think it's that
How about
extreme.
this? The child was conceived on the American side of the cabin, but born in the Canada side of the cabin. Now what?
The kid is a Canadian.
Yeah, the problem is if they're doing it in that kind of state of mind, chances are you're not really sure where she conceived because they could have been in any position in any part of the house at that time.
Well, we're being figurative.
Oh, actually, we're being what if it. Let's what if it this to death. You know? What if?
We're just being facetious. That's all we're doing.
Well, you had to put the nice word to it, Gaffa. I mean, come on.
It's the same as the Great Lakes. Half the Great Lakes are in Canada and half the Great Lakes are in America, and there's borders that run like through the middle. So when you're
actually
doing a motorboat, do you have to kind of like go weirdly around in a circle before you can, so you don't cross the border?
Actually, majority of the Great Lakes are in the United States. The chunk of them, there's a large chunk of a couple of them that are in Canada, but yeah, there's no, I did not like snow. I dreaded getting up in the morning and sit there, and I had to walk to high school. And granted, oh yeah, you walked 100 miles. No, I walked a mile roughly to high school, and rain, sleet, snow, short, whatever. I walked it. I mean, parents made me walk it, so. And yeah, and I just the snow getting up in the middle. If you had to be to work, let's say at 7 o'clock in the morning, okay, and it took you an hour to prepare, so now you get up at 6 o'clock. Hold it, wait, it snowed last night. Now you're up at 5 o'clock, maybe 4:30 in the morning to shovel the frickin' driveway. Nah, that ain't me.
I don't know. I live in Australia. If it snows, it's in the bottom southeast of the whole continent where the Alps and the high mountains are. Other than that, if we have snow anywhere else, it's a freak thing, and it probably lasts about 10 minutes.
That's here.
Yeah, we had one. That's all we had this winter. We had a snow that lasted about 10
I'll be right back.
It turned into rain. It all melted away. That was it. And usually we used to have one or two good snows, bad enough snows to shut everything down for a couple of days. One time we were shut down for a week. I miss it. I like the snow because it kind of gives you like a little vacation, and I kind of like how it looks.
Yeah, it does. It changes. It changes the general comfort of the area you're in just for that
Yeah.
short period that it's there.
And you know it's temporary. You know it's all going to go away.
Yeah, but it's and I'm sorry, being as we are in Australia and everything generally in the world is northern hemisphere based, because the majority of the world is northern hemisphere. Europe's in northern hemisphere, England, America, North America, everything else. Everything south of the equator doesn't have as much influence on what happens in the world as people think they do, except for now China. Our view of things is hot and snow. That's summer and winter. Everything you look at here in Australia when they teaching kids about seasons and everything else, it's hot and it's summer and snow. Whereas in Australia, it's not. It's either wet or dry, and that's our
Well,
season.
you know, like here,
summer and
even
winter.
in my lifetime, I remember 4 seasons. Now we have like 2, really.
Yeah, hot
We
and
have a
cold.
warm season, and like you, we tend to have a season that's warmer and a season that's a little cooler, and that's about it. So,
Yeah, well, we have hot and cold, but really we class it as wet and dry.
you
A
know, we
lot of
go
rain,
through spells
not a lot of
where
rain.
it's wet. August could be a wet month. It all depends. You know, like the spring, you know, like March and April, it could be pretty wet, and then
Yeah,
late summer.
we
wet.
haven't had that wetter winter this year. We usually have a wet winter, but this year it's been a little bit less than usual.
We didn't really have a winter at all. I mean, really, no winter.
But frig was it cold? I don't know. You guys say cold is when it snows. I mean, damn, I don't know if it snowed, but my toes were a little bit iced up. I swear I had
Well, you know,
frostbite.
everybody has you know, what they define as cold. I like it in the 40s. I go out in shirt sleeves in the 40s because I love cool, cold weather. Now, when it gets down into the 20s, that's my definition of cold. That's
Yeah, but
unbearable.
20s is when the snow should be settling in. Here, our winters usually run around the late 30s, early 40s as normal. Sometimes it'll go down to almost the low 30s, like 30 is a really, you know, shit, damn, I don't want to get out of bed day.
Yeah.
But in general, it's, you know, late 30s, early 40s is our winter, and we believe that's absolutely cold. I don't know how you people do this snow business.
Yeah, you have a little bit of a milder winter than we do. So.
But considering that we're used to 35, 38, 40 degrees Celsius, which is, you know, around about the 90s to 110, that is really what you
It's
consider
kind of like
cold.
Las Vegas weather.
Yeah. Occasionally we get snow here, but basically and we'll get down to below zero.
Dandruff is not snow, mate.
Huh?
Dandruff is not snow, all right?
It's and we just sit there and it's, what is it? On the average, it's almost like Australia. I mean, the lows on the average day is in the upper 30s, maybe upper or low 20s, somewhere in there, and it's there until roughly around.
Oh no, we'd love to have it. Our spring is usually mid to late 20s. That's what we have for spring. Summer is 30 and over always. It's very rare that in summer you'll get a below 30 degree day for 3 months straight. I mean, we have 30 to 35. Then we'll have what we call our heat waves, which is we count the amount of days it doesn't get under 40.
Okay.
And I'm talking about nights come down to about 36, and then they go back up to 42 or 43 the next day, and they do that a consecutive about 7 to 10 days. But on the same token, our highlight of our year is hailstorms, because that's as close as snow as we ever get anywhere in Australia. Massive hail downpours for like 10 minutes, and the kids run out and go, "Oh, look, snow," and they play in it until it all melts away, and then it's okay, back to life. Except for those who live in Queensland and southeast New South Wales, they go and ski.
So you say most of your time is in the summer is in the 40s, which is around 104 degrees Fahrenheit?
Well, no, most of our summer's in the mid 30s. So I mean, it's not unusual for us to have 35, 33, what's name? But our heat waves, when we have our heat waves, they will sit in the very late 30s and early 40s for a week to 10 days at a go. And I think the record is 14 days in New South Wales for days over 40 degrees.
I think we just went through and tried to, I think we did break a record, but we were, I want to say maybe 7 or 8 days of 110, 111, 112, 113, 114 degrees Fahrenheit for the last week. I haven't been able to paint a panel on the car because of the temperature's been so high.
Yeah, that's the orange peel, crow's feet bullshit that panel beaters get when they're doing dirty cars. It's the worst time of the year to start doing renovations on car finishes and house painting and all that type of shit. So painters and body panelers and all that shit, they do. Damn, dude, we might as well go on holiday.
Painters don't do well that time of year.
Need to do concreters. Concrete's another thing that you don't really do in the middle of the summer period, even though you think, oh yeah, that's the best time to do it. It's the hardest time to do it. You've got to do early mornings when the weather hasn't kicked in so much, and then you've got to keep watering down your concrete so it doesn't crack when it dries because it's just too hot.
No, you don't want concrete to dry too fast.
No, concrete's got to dry slow.
Yeah.
But it's also the time of year when volunteer firefighters are getting a little bit anxious because they know damn well they're going to be in for days and days and days of fighting bushfires.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And it does get that bad in the East Coast here that most of the country will start planning to head over and fight bushfires because somewhere, in northern Victoria or southern New South Wales, some idiots decided to light a fire.
Well, isn't the majority of the bushfires like here caused by lightning?
No.
No. I know you guys.
Smaller bushfires, isolated where you don't normally get to them, are caused by lightning. But once the season starts, the majority, unfortunately, are lit by arsonists being idiots. We had, I think it was the year before last in Victoria, one of our big bushfire seasons that went through, we had 16 fires, I think, in a matter of a week lit by the same person.
By the same person?
Yeah, and it contributed to a large portion of the bushfire issues we had. Okay. And we throw the book at those people.
Oh, yeah.
That is akin to murder as far as we're concerned.
Yeah.
California had a fire inspector. Okay, this was an arson inspector who was going up and down, let's say from San Francisco down to LA, let's say in that track right there, in the small cities starting fires. And then being an arson investigator, he'd be called in to sit there and investigate him.
Yeah, we had
it's okay. Everything and the only way they tracked him down on doing it is the fact is that he was sitting there at a annual meeting here, and then once the meeting broke up, let's say at 5 o'clock, this warehouse caught on fire at 6 o'clock on his way home. And that's the only way they caught the son of a bitch.
We had one person here who was rejected by the volunteer fire service because you can sign up anytime you want if you want to be a volunteer, but you go through a rigorous testing to make sure that you're the right person. And he was rejected and he started fires because he wanted to be a firefighter so much he thought he'd. And then we had another arsonist who wanted to see people fighting fires, so the only way he could do that was to light a fire for them to come and turn up, and then he'd sit in the distance and watch them do their job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got some weird ones here. And then generally you just got kids who've got a box of matches and they want to go and have fun, and they think it's a little bit fun to burn the grass fire down the bottom of the hill, and all of a sudden it gets out of control.
They have more time on their hands than they need. That's what's the problem with teenagers.
We have that as well. So
yeah, but most of the bush burning, my understanding, is a controlled burn by the country of Australia, though, isn't it?
Yeah, we do have what we try to do is backburn so that we can control any bushfires that may break out and reduce the chances of actually happening. because yes, we have lightning strikes, and lightning strikes do start fires. And if we haven't got some containment situation set up, they can get out of control. But the problem with that is farmers and property owners are expected to do that type of thing, keep it their undergrowth under control to make sure that their property doesn't become one of those transfer properties.
Okay.
And unfortunately, nobody trains them how to do proper backburning, and they do try to do it, and it sometimes gets out of control. And 1 or 2 portions of our bushfires have been people burning off their property that didn't let it get out of control, and it took them a week to get it back under control while it burnt the rest of the bush land around it. So there's that kind of thing. There's a lot of reasons for it, but it's a big campaign from once bushfire season starts to advertise and educate and remind people to get their fire plans in control and get their land under control and everything else to try and reduce the amount of devastation that bushfires have.
Yeah.
But it never works. We still seem to have a major bushfire season over there because some idiots do and some idiots don't.
It's the same campaign here we have every spring, summer, and partially fall. And, is Old Smokey the Bear. You can prevent forest fires, and it goes in one ear and out the other when somebody gets in the woods.
I know, but saying to people,
you tell a
saying
kid
to
what
people,
not to do.
Hold it one at a time. Who wants to go first, David or Gaffa? Who
David,
wants to go first? All right, David, go.
all you do is say, you tell a kid not to do this, and the kid will do it. That's all I had to say.
the issue is, though, just telling people that you can prevent bushfires is a community campaign that should be there, but then teaching people how to prevent bushfires and using the techniques that have been learnt over the years and years and years of fighting bushfires is what should be put into place. People should be forced, if they've got a property yay size and they live in such and such an area, should be forced to go and have the training and the education that is required to maintain a property or be able to jump in and assist in a bushfire.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's the manpower that controls bushfires, not the amount of money you throw at it.
Yeah, it's always the manpower. I mean, the smoke jumpers here in the United States Forest Service, they're guys. I mean, Jesus, you can't say enough for them. As much as I mean, during the wintertime, they probably are enjoying life, but now, God, they're probably.
I know a YouTuber that is also a homesteader that has been a volunteer forest fire fighter, and I mean, he just doesn't do local. He will travel to where the fires are and become a coordinator and become a team leader and all the things you need to do to be able to make crews operate properly. And he shows on his YouTube channel the things that he goes through and days when he's out there doing his volunteer service. And there's 2 people I know of that do that, and they both know each other. So one's on one side of the coast, one's on the East Coast and one's on the West Coast, and they both have the same type of training, and they both compare each other's kits and each other's experiences and everything else, and they film what they're doing during an actual season where they're fighting fires and everything else. So there's a lot goes into being a volunteer firefighter that has been trained and has experience in it. But as I said, just being a property owners change. There's so many people who go out and, we want the sea change, as we call it, where you go from being a city folk to a country folk and you want to go out and buy a little bit of a property and everything else. They're the ones that need to be educated as mandatory for owning a certain amount of acreage that you learn to maintain not only that acreage, but the area around the acreage and how to respond when things don't go the way they're supposed to.
Well, basically what you're saying is you need to sit there, and when the city person decides to become a country person, you need to train him on how to be a country person.
Exactly. And literally give him 50 years of experience within a few weeks just to make sure he has some idea and where to get his support and how to maintain a community attitude towards the area in which he lives, because that is the lifestyle that needs to be done when it comes to living in the country, because you got 12 months of seasonal changes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to be able to adjust and adapt and move and change, and people don't. They still got the city folk attitude where, oh yeah, I've got my villa and my country estate and all that bullshit, blah blah blah. But I'm sorry, mate, it's a little bit more to it than that.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrities are the ones that get me the most. They think because they got the money and they got we can go buy our property and our little isolation and everything else and the hills and everything. And yeah, mate, but you can't be spending 90% of your time in the city and only pop up there for a little bit of a visit. You've got to maintain that property. You've got to do what you've got to do to be responsible and everything else.
Yeah.
Exactly. Stuff grows. That's bottom line is, regardless of what you do to that property, stuff still grows.
And it's your friggin' responsibility because it's your property.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you're paying somebody to maintain your property, you got to be the arsehole who goes out there and make sure that does, because when it comes down the crunch, you're going to get fined when things go wrong.
Yeah. Bottom
Yeah.
line, you could be paying me a whole bunch of money, and all I'm doing is going to the bank and cashing your checks, but it ain't doing shit on your property. And then all of a sudden it comes down to it. Your bottom line is it's you. It's you,
Right.
the owner of the property.
Well,
Same
right, like
thing here.
here, if you don't take care of the property, they come and take care of it for you and charge you exorbitant rates for the caregivers. But if you're some kind of a celebrity and money is not a problem for you, that you probably don't have to work. You probably don't care about it. You just go ahead and if you get fined, you just give them the money for the fine and go on,
Okay.
Okay, 7 people are watching.
Yes.
And
Cool.
nobody has an opinion on this.
No, nobody said nothing in the chat either. Since we left Captain Jerk.
Are you actually watching, folks? Or have you just forgot to turn it off?
Oh. Or are they dumbfounded and have nothing to say?
Oh, I find that to be such a. Don't get me wrong. I can understand 5 minutes speechless because it's just something people are trying to fathom in their head, but dumbfounded. Everyone's got something to say all the time.
Uh-oh, look.
Yes, but apparently, even though you are driving and listening, you are able to find the voice-to-speech command on your phone that can actually tell you that you're driving and listening.
Yes.
How you going? Tony.
Yeah, okay. Well, so tomorrow
Thank you for
morning-
driving and listening.
Yep, thank you. So tomorrow morning, I will be getting up at 7 o'clock or 7 o'clock at 5:30, and we are going towards getting the cowl panel painted. Then after that would be the spoiler, and then I'm kicking around with repainting underneath the hood. And it came out great the first time, but then through all the different paint jobs and masking off and everything, sort of went down the tubes, and I'm thinking it needs to be just cleaned up and repainted. So I'm kicking that around. So
now the thing you've taken away from this is don't paint the underside till you're actually satisfied with the rest of it, because you're going to have to redo it.
yeah.
Lessons learned. It's been a long time since I used to do car painting.
No.
I had a friend.
Well, actually, the bottom line is I did my 75% masking job underneath the hood when I painted the whole car, figuring it ain't going to get under, the overspray isn't going to get underneath there and everything else. And I've had the hood majority almost right at the top of the latch closed when I painted the car. But the bottom line comes down to it is I didn't seal it well enough, and overspray got underneath the hood. Now you can take a Scotch-Brite and some water, take the hood off, flip it upside down, and you can sit there and Scotch-Brite it all off, the overspray, and bring it back, or you can do the same thing and respray it and re-clear it. That's what I'm kicking around right now.
To be really honest with you, I think you need to do both. One, you're going to have to treat the service to at least give you something to put the finish on.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're going to do that, I would Scotch-Brite it to ensure that whatever overspray color is on there doesn't bleed through the new layer that you do put on, which then would prepare the surface for the last final coating that you're going to put on. Give it a quick spray of the color, give it a bit of a clear, and then next time you decide, hold on, I need to spray something, either remove the bonnet away from the situation so you don't have to do it again, or completely mask and cover it.
No, I got a car cover. Now the car's being pulled outside, if you notice. Before I sit there and I'd take all the sheets and cover the car, and that's no more. It's the car is removed out of the garage. I've learned my lesson well.
Yeah, I don't care what anyone says, mate. When you're spraying, if it's in there, it's getting coated. It doesn't matter whether you want it to or not. You need to remove it from the area, or you need to totally cover it so that it doesn't matter how much paint gets on it, it doesn't get through.
Yeah, my grandmother told a story about painting furniture. They were in a house. They moved into a house that has central air conditioning. You know, they didn't know. They never lived somewhere that had central air conditioning, and they decided to paint their bedroom suit with spray paint. And they painted the bedroom suit. And when they were done, they discovered there was a very thin. There was paint all over the house, because it got into the HVAC system. It just distributed and so they spent weeks or months cleaning. I'm talking about a real minute amount of overspray off of everything. It had gotten, on everything.
Yeah. Well, underneath the hood is enough overspray that if I take a Scotch-Brite and work on it, because don't forget there's several coats of clear on that. So you have base, you got several coats of clear, and then you got overspray on top of that. Well, if I take a Scotch-Brite and take it down to the clear, okay, and that roughs up the surface, I could shoot clear back over it because it's old enough.
I don't see why
you could take it down a little bit further and then still shoot clear. The bottom line is all I'm going to do is shoot clear on this. I don't plan on shooting.
It looks like all you'll need is clear.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll need to worry about painting it.
Have you put clear on it already, or have you just put enough layers on it that you can cut it back a bit and get back to a nice finish?
It's the hood has been painted. Underneath the hood has been painted 3 good coats of the blue, and probably I think there's 4 coats of clear on it. And then when we reshot the car again, because we had to reshoot the front clip because I screwed up the stripes, we sat there and tucked the hood down as tight as we could, and that's where the overspray got on it. So I'm thinking, and actually this is, I can sit there and do this and not do this, but I'm thinking pull the hood off, flip it upside down, hit it with some water and a Scotch-Brite, clean it up, see what it looks like, and if you need to, reshoot the color. If not, stick with the clear that you got on there and see what you can buff out.
Yeah, to be really honest with you, if you've got enough coats of clear on there, you could Scotch-Brite the coating off. You'll dull the clear, and then a good buffing will bring it back again.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Then once you've got that buff back to the way it is, and you've got the surface free of wax, you could give it one quick coat of clear over the top of it just to seal any graininess to the finish, to give it that crystal clear finish.
Yep. But that's the way I'm going to approach it, Gaffa, that way.
I would. It's time consuming, physical consuming, but cost wise, I think it's the best way to go, because you're going to have to do that regardless of what you do. Is you've got to give it a sand to give each coat an adhesion point. And Scotch-Brite's a finer than a sandpaper is.
Yeah.
So it gives it a little bit. I'd Scotch-Brite it and take it from there. I reckon you'll be surprised in how well it'll come up. Probably come up better if you didn't do it that way.
Okay, well, it's getting on 4:30. I got 4:28 here, so we might as well start saying our goodbyes.
All right.
So I want to thank Gaffa. I want to thank David Collins. I want to thank Breezy's Bike Shop. Come on, I'm going through I want to thank 88 Katana. Shandog was here. Actually, Shandog was live here for a while. And let's see who
Squirrel.
Teresa and hey, look, Squirrel. Squirrel's been here.
Yep. Captain Jerk, especially.
Yeah. And Captain Jerk was here. He had to leave because of family issues, and we'll leave it at that. We'll let Captain tell the story. And so everybody have a good weekend.
You too, Tom.
And I'll be painting tomorrow, so you'll have a video tomorrow night.
All right.
Oh,
So you'll be watching paint dry tomorrow.
no, we all will be. Apparently, we all will be.
Yeah, we'll watch.
David, one thing I'm very great at doing, watching paint dry.
Absolutely.
Okay. Everybody have a good evening. Good night, all.
Take
Thanks
care.
for having me, brother.